I have a tool that has the math already done for you. Don't sign a contract until you run the real numbers. Almost half of the client calls I receive about moving to Boise start the conversation the exact same way. Rachel, we want a new build. We want the warranty, the smell of fresh paint, and we don't want to deal with someone else's problems. I get it. But here is the truth that the model homes won't tell you. Buying new construction in Ada County often comes with a hidden tax that can run you $30,000 to $50,000 over the sticker price before you even get the keys. If you aren't careful, you aren't just buying a house, you're buying a dirt lot that is going to drain your savings account for the first 2 years you live here. My entire business is built on one thing: telling the truth about this market, even when it's ugly. In the next 20 minutes, I am going to break down the actual math of new construction versus resale in this market. I'm going to show you the Trojan horse strategy builders use with interest rates. I'll talk about the code trap that makes homes built before 2015 significantly more expensive to run. And I'll give you the one question I ask every client to determine if they are actually cut out for a new build. If you are moving to Idaho, this video is your pre-move financial audit. Let's dive in. Let's start with the money, because this is where the biggest misconceptions live. Most people think resale is cheaper, and on sticker price, it usually is. But in 2026, the Boise market has flipped the script on monthly payments. Let's say you're looking at a resale home in Meridian for $500,000. You're competing with other buyers, you might get into a bidding war, and the interest rate is whatever the market is today. Let's call it 6.5%. Your principal and interest is roughly going to be $3,160. Now, look at the new build down the street. It's listed at $525,000. It looks $25,000 more expensive. But here's the secret weapon builders have that sellers don't: flex cash. Right now, big builders in the Treasure Valley, I'm talking about Hubble, CBH, Toll Brothers, Hayden, Lennar, are using their profit margins to offer flex cash, sometimes $20,000, sometimes $40,000. Now you may be asking yourself, why don't they just lower the price by $20,000 instead of giving me the $20,000 in flex cash? There are three main reasons. If a builder sells a house for $500K and gives you $20K in flex cash, the recorded sale price is still $500K. This keeps the comparable sales high for the next 10 houses they need to build in that neighborhood. If they lowered the price to $480K, they just devalued their entire inventory. Flex cash protects the builder's future profits. A price drop hurts them. But be careful. There are federal limits on how much cash you can actually accept depending on your loan type. If a builder promises you $40,000, but your loan only allows $15,000, that extra money vanishes into thin air. We need to check your IPC limits before you sign. So let's look at the math. If you use that $20,000 flex cash to buy down your interest rate from 6.5% to 4.99%, that brings your monthly payment roughly to $2,815 on the more expensive house. Compare that to the resale home at 6.5%, which costs you $3,160 a month. So on paper, the new build saves you about $345 a month, even though the price tag is higher. But realize what this is. This is a Trojan horse. They will in this beautiful 4.99% interest rate to get you to lower your guard. Because on a resale home, what you see is what you get. The blinds are there, the fence is up, the sprinklers are installed, the backyard has grass, the soldiers are already out in the open. But on a new build, you are buying a dirt lot and a structure. And once you sign that contract, the hidden costs jump out to attack your wallet. The fence, that's $8,000. The blinds, $4,000. The backyard landscaping, upwards to $15,000. And the refrigerator, probably not included. By the time you pay for all that, you have wiped out years of those monthly savings. So before you get excited about that lower interest rate, reach out for my new build interrogation sheet. It adds all these post-closing costs back in so you can see the real price. Comment below, new build tool. Now let's talk about something boring that will save you money every single month. Building code. If you are from California or Seattle, you might not know that Idaho gets hot. We hit 100 degrees in the summer and we get cold inversions in the winter. A house built in Boise in 2005 was built to 2005 standards. That means 2x4 framing, standard insulation, and windows that have lost their seal. A house built in 2026 is a Tesla compared to that. We are seeing 2x6 framing, allowing for thicker insulation. We are seeing conditioned crawl spaces so your floors aren't freezing. And we are seeing HVAC systems that are 96% efficient. So let's look at the numbers on a typical 2,500 square foot home. In a standard 2005 build, during a freezing Idaho January, your heating bill is likely hitting $350. In 2026 new build of the exact same size, that bill is often closer to $120. If you buy resale, you need to view that extra utility cost as a tax. Over 10 years, that is $24,000 in energy costs just to keep the house warm. However, new homes have a weakness. They are built fast and sometimes too fast. In a resale home, the house has settled. The cracks in the drywall have appeared and been fixed. The drainage issues in the yard have been discovered and handled by the last guy. In a new build, you are entering the settling phase. Even if the inspection comes back clean, physics is going to happen to your house over the next 5 years. Idaho has a dry climate. The lumber inside your walls will shrink and twist for the first 24 months. You will get drywall cracks. Your interior doors will stop latching correctly. Your kitchen cabinet crown molding will separate from the ceiling, and you'll be the one caulking and painting it. Builders also often install builder-grade appliances. I see dishwashers and water heaters fail in around year 3. The builder carpet, it will mat down and look worn out by year 4. And the drainage, the dirt around your foundation is disturbed soil. It takes about 3 years of Idaho winters to fully compact. In year 3, you could realize the water isn't draining away from your house anymore. It's pulling against it because the ground sank. So you aren't just buying a new home, you are signing up for a 5-year maintenance schedule to manage the aging process, which brings me to the next point. Are you handy? I ask every client this question. Do you own a tool belt and do you know how to use it? If you buy resale, know you are buying a project, even if it's turnkey. The water heater is 8 years old, it's gonna die. The carpet is matted down in the high traffic areas. The paint color in the kitchen is awful. But you are also buying the one thing a builder cannot sell you, character. You can't walk into a design center and order a 50-year-old oak tree. You can't order a neighborhood where every single house looks different. When you buy a resale home in an established area, you are buying scarcity. You get the brick fireplaces, you get the mature landscaping that would cost starting at $30,000 just to replicate it. You get a neighborhood that feels like a community, not a construction zone. So yes, you have the opportunity to build sweat equity by fixing the cosmetic stuff. You can buy a home for $450K, put $20K into paint and floors, and have a $500K house. But you also get to keep the soul of the home that new construction just doesn't have. Now, compare that to new construction. You are paying a premium for perfect, but perfect is expensive. Builders run design centers. This is their profit center. You walk in and the base price often includes laminate countertops in the bathrooms and carpet in the living rooms. You want quartz in the kitchen? That's an extra $5,000. You want that LVP flooring to run through the whole house instead of just the entry? That's an extra $12,000. Builders mark up upgrades by 30% to 50%. Let's take lighting. If you pay the builder to install a statement chandelier, you aren't just paying for the light. You are paying for the light, the markup, the electrician's rate, and the project manager's cut. You end up paying $600 for a fixture you could have bought at Home Depot for $200 and paid a handyman $100 to install. So here's the rule. If you want financial protection, new construction might be your best bet. You will still have headaches. Remember, you're in the settling phase, but the difference is when the furnace breaks or the drywall cracks come, you're not writing the check. The builder is. You aren't buying perfection because that doesn't exist. You are buying protection. And for many people, knowing they won't have a surprise $10,000 repair bill in the first year is worth everything. But if you are handy and you want to manufacture equity, resell is the power move. You aren't buying it because you have to, you're buying it because you can force appreciation by updating the kitchen yourself, something you can never do when the builder has already baked their profit into the price. New construction buys you a warranty and resell buys you equity. Let's talk about where you are actually going to live. A lot of you are moving to Idaho to find your forever home. You want to plant your roots. New construction almost always happens on the edge of town. South Boise, South Meridian, Kuna, Star. You get a beautiful house, but you are living in construction zone for the next 5 years. Your view might be a farm today, but it's zoned for apartments tomorrow. You will hear nail guns at 7 a.m. on Saturday. You will have flat tires from nails in the road. Resale homes are in established neighborhoods. The trees are huge. New builds have twigs for trees. The schools are established. You know exactly who your neighbors are and what the traffic looks like. If you buy a new build, you are betting on the future of the neighborhood. If you buy resale, you are buying the present reality. And here's the kicker on appreciation. New neighborhoods can have volatile pricing. If a builder has 10 more lots to sell and the market softens, they might drop their price by $20,000 to move them. Guess what just happened to your home value? It dropped by $20,000. You are effectively competing with the builder until the entire neighborhood is finished. In a resale neighborhood, there is no bulk inventory dumping prices. Values tend to be more stable because the supply is fixed. Finally, let's talk about the actual transaction because this surprises everyone from out of state. First, closing costs. In Idaho, closing costs are typically around 2% to 3% of the purchase price. On a resale home, we can often negotiate for the seller to pay some of this. On a new build, if you use their in-house lender, they will often cover most or all of these fees to sweeten the deal. But you have to watch the rate. Sometimes the in-house lender has higher fees buried in the loan estimate. We always double check this. Second, timelines. If you are buying a spec home, which is already built, you can move in 30 days. If you are doing a dirt start, building from scratch, they will tell you 8 months. It will probably take more like 10 to 12 months. Weather in Idaho could delay concrete pours or supply chains get stuck. If you have a hard deadline to be in Boise for a job or school, do not build from dirt unless you have a flexible rental lined up. So, is new construction for you? Here are some of my suggestions. Buy new if you value a low monthly payment over the total purchase price. Remember those rate buy downs? Also, second, if you want to eliminate the risk of paying for repairs and want the safety of a warranty in the first year. And third, you are okay living on the edge of town in a developing area. Buy resell if you want a stable neighborhood with mature trees and no construction noise. Second, you are handy and want to manufacture equity through your work. And third, you value established locations with better access to schools and infrastructure. Ultimately, this decision isn't just about the house. It's about the lifestyle you are trying to build here in Idaho. Whether you choose the financial protection of a new build or the equity potential of a resale, the most important thing is that you go into the contract with your eyes wide open. You need to know exactly what you are buying, what it's going to cost you to finish it, and what it's going to be worth in 5 years. If you are serious about making a move to Boise, you need an agent who acts as a consultant, not just a salesperson, to help you spot the traps before you sign. My phone number is on the screen. Text me relocation and let's start that conversation. I'm Rachel and welcome to Idaho.